FlossTube. This is Jenny,
This is Melissa. Hi.
and we are with K&J Stitches. And man, it's been 8 months. As of tomorrow, it will be 8 months.
Crazy.
I think we were talking about the kids just going back to school, and now they're out of school. And I guess they'll be out of school for the remainder of the school year. At least I know mine are. So,
Yeah, no word here yet, but I'm sure it will be. So,
oh, not for you guys yet?
not officially.
Ah, okay. Um, but yeah, I mean, you can see we're on a split screen, so things have changed a little bit. Not necessarily because we're quarantined at home, but
Yep. Yeah, so I got a job offer last September and I took it. And so I moved to Idaho. So I am a couple of states away from Jenny now, but we still wanted to do the videos together because hello, K&J Stitches. So we thought we'd try this out and see if it works, and hopefully it does, and we can keep doing it. So,
yeah, definitely.
yep. But I'm somewhat settled into my house. It's been an interesting move from the very beginning through now. There's been just craziness the whole time. So, but I'm here, and I still have a job, so we're doing okay.
Excellent. Well, I guess let's just get into it.
All right, let's do it.
We've got 8 months of catching up to do, so
Yes. I have so much crap. It's like ridiculous how much stuff I got done in that amount of time. So, do you want me to start off with finishes?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. You get to see them too. So,
Yeah, I know.
now I counted them up and I have 14 finishes, but only 2 of them FFO'd. So I tried recently to get a couple done, but the rest are kind of just in a pile over here. I did iron them, so they're nice and pretty, but um, this is one that I made for a coworker of mine who's back in Denver, who is an executive assistant, and she always is calling me and cursing out people that she works with. It's hilarious. So I made her this. It says I run on caffeine, curse. Oh wait, I don't even know. Caffeine, chaos, and cuss words. So, and on the back, I just kind of like sewed some felt onto the back. And this is one of those Duchess hoops that I got like at a thrift store for cheap. But I'm just gonna mail it to her, and she can like put it up in the cube somewhere. I thought it was cute.
That's
It's
super
just
cute.
it's from Little Stitchy Fox on Etsy, and it's just oatmeal Ada, 18 count. So that's it. It was fun. It took me like a day, you know.
Sure.
And then I did this since the quarantine started. It is a pattern by, I have my notes here, sorry. The Witchy Stitcher. It's called Stay Home Black Work. And this is an FFO. I found this frame on Amazon. It's actually a mirror, and it came with the little velvet bow and everything, but it was a mirror, so I took the mirror out and I replaced it with the stitching, and I did sort of like put some like cushion under it, so
Padding,
it kind
yeah.
of sticks out. But it's so cute. I
That
love it.
is so adorable.
I saw the mirror and I was like, oh, it's perfect. I have to buy it. But then I broke the mirror when I took it out. So hopefully, I mean, I'm not superstitious, so I'm going to choose that did not just give me 7 years of bad luck. So anyway, those are my 2 FFOs. And then let me grab my pile here. Oh, I got some good ones in here for you. Okay, this little guy I finished last year. There you go. And I apologize for my light. I'm in front of my windows. That's just where my desk is, so it may be washed out a little bit. This isn't too bad though.
No, it's
This is,
fine.
yeah. This was in the Stitchy box, not Stitchy box, Color and Cotton Halloween box last year, and it was like a little kit. Like the fabric came in the box, and then this pattern with all the thread, and it's called Creeping It Round by Heart in Hand Needlework. And the fabric is a 32 count Jobelin Cauldron's Bubble.
That would be cute in another one of those hoops that
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah, I wish I know. I need to get another. I have another Duchess hoop, but it's bigger. So I don't know if I want to try to do like a. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Like maybe like a pincushion topper or something with it.
Right.
Like a. I haven't decided yet, but super cute. And that one took me only a couple days. I think I took it on a flight somewhere. I forget where I was traveling to, but I took it on the plane and stitched it because small pieces like that are easy. And then I finished the Quilting Bee by the Blue Flower. Get it. There we go. This is on a 32 count Irish linen by Color and Cotton,
So pretty.
and I love it. It's I finished this in November, and I did mostly the DMC conversion because I didn't want to spend the money on the floss, but I think I did all the DMC conversion actually. So anyway, he's really cute. Okay, moving on. This one is the Primitive Stitcher Tarot card by Wild Violet Cross Stitch. He is one of 3 in a series, and so this fabric is quite large. So I'm just gonna stitch them all the way across. I don't know what kind of spacing, but I'm gonna stitch them all together and then frame them together. That'll be super cute. And I got that on eBay. I have no clue how to say it. Let's see if I can. It's like Kenzo Kenti or something, but it was like she called it Halloween was the name of the fabric, and it's a 36 count linen. Super cute. Okay, and then this one I started at the Colorado Needleworkers Retreat back in September of 2019, and I finished it in November also. I was in a fall kick, obviously. I can't see, so hopefully you can
A
see
little
me.
bit higher up. There you go, right there. Perfect.
This is George Decorates for Martha by Plum Street Samplers. It was part of a Dying to Stitch kit. Last year I was in their club kit thing, and I don't remember the name of the fabric, but it's a 36 count R&R fabric. Anyway, it's gorgeous, and I have all the stuff to make it into a pillow, but I don't know how to sew, and I need to teach myself before I can make one. But that's the plan at some point.
Well, when I come to visit, we'll sew some stuff.
Awesome. I would love that. Okay, and then I had one that is at work, but I will have Jenny insert a picture of it. But it was a little China kit that I got, and it's just this little. It's actually they call it a bookmark, but it's like a round. It's like a metal, and I stitched on it, and it's like a little girl who's like a mermaid or something. I don't know. It was super cute, and it was just something fun to do. Hi, Riot.
Sorry.
I love him. And then I also, another one that I don't have that I'll have Jenny insert a picture of is I have a new nephew. He was born in February, late February. And
Congrats.
thank you. He's adorable too. I was like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. And he always has he has so much hair already. I couldn't believe how much hair he has. But I love watching her, post Instagram pictures of him. So at least I can see him growing up. But she is doing a tractor theme in his room, and so she had me do Ursula Michaels' Let's Tractor, and she wanted me to change it from green and gold to a red and so I did that, and I FFO'd it with you see the picture, but I FFO'd it with like I don't know, it was like a hanging wooden thing that I got from one of the craft stores. I can't remember which one. And then I just like flat mounted it on there, and then I added some like extra like ropey stuff around it just to. Anyway, it was adventures with hot glue, and it was interesting. So I haven't used hot glue since like middle school, so this was my first time trying to use it on a cross stitch, and but it turned out fine, I think. So I was happy. And then, oh gosh, some more fell on the floor. Hang on. I was like, oh, I'm done. No, there's more. Oh God. Okay, this one is one of my pride and joys. Pomegranate Santa by Plum Street. This is on a 40 count evergreen linen by Fiberlicious. I love everything she has ever dyed. I finished this um, in December. So
I
there
love
he
that
is.
fabric.
I do too. It's
I
amazing.
mean, it might be because green's my favorite color, but it's a gorgeous green.
It's coming out true too. That's the perfect. The light is good right now. Yay. Anyway, love him
Yes.
very much. He got me through soccer season with my son. It seems like forever ago. Oh my gosh. This one I finished in December also. I had like a lot in December and November, and it's crazy. This one I've been working on all of 2019. I started it in January and did a block each month. So this is called Mini Celebrations by the Stitching Parlor on 28 count lamb's wool. I don't know what brand it is. I got it at my LNS in Killeen, Texas. So it's called Needleworks anyway. But yeah, and it has like so many buttons on it. It's got all these. I'm just scrolling up. Hopefully it's not see-through too bad.
No, not at all.
Good. But it was super fun. I'd never worked with this many buttons. I have worked with buttons before, but not like so many. So some of these I'm gonna have to like fabric glue down because like the snowman moves a little bit, and a couple of the other like the duck there. But it's so cute. Okay. This one's a really tiny one. It's for the Australian brush fire. It was a Fiddlesticks AU pattern, and she donated the proceeds to help with the wildfire stuff. And this is just a piece of I don't know, unknown PTP that I got in a Stitchy box one time. So I thought it was cool because
It's adorable.
He's just cute. I might try to make a pillow out of that just to practice, since if I ruin it, like it's not the end of the world. This one I did actually before the before the quarantine because I am an introvert. This is Introvert Party by Stitchy Little Fox on Etsy. It's an 18 count Ada by Dying for Cross Stitch. I won it, I don't know, in a giveaway she was giving. So pretty cool.
That's awesome. I love
And
that.
the fabric is huge. Like there's plenty more I can use, but I just kind of picked a small corner to stitch it in.
I like the saying.
Yeah. That's my kind of party.
All right. I know all the memes that are coming out of this I'm loving them. The homeschooling memes and
yep.
I think
Silver lining, right?
There's one about introverts too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Okay, two more. I'm almost done. Okay, this one was for the Baby It's Cold Sal for Leanne. I stitched this in memory of her, but it is Baby It's Cold Outside by Heartstring Samplery. It's on a 28 count Blue Marshmallow Lugana by Sunny Dyes, and it is sparkly. I don't know. You can't really see the sparkles. What's new?
It's a pretty color though.
I did for this because I wanted it to be more of a celebration of her. I wanted something like more, I don't know, happy. And I feel like the blue skies with the sparkly, snowflakey looking glitter on it just is fun. And I think it's something she would think is cool. So
yeah, I think it turned out great.
Yeah, I love it. I 100% love it. I would put this out year round. It's super cute. And then last but best of all, I finally finished a Mirabilia. I don't even know the last time I finished one. Jenny and I both did. Shh. I'll let her show you. This is at the Met. I gotta back up. All right. So hang on, I gotta turn my page. Okay, she's on a 32 count crushed rose petals linen by the now defunct Die Stitch Love. The color's coming out pretty good. It keeps showing up on Instagram as like a red, but it really is more of this sort of darker, almost maroon color. But let me come in here and let you guys see the, oh my gosh. See all the beading on her.
That fabric is just amazing for that piece.
I can't even. So yeah, I'm real happy with it. I think I'm gonna send it to Jill Rensel at some point.
Oh, nice.
While I still have money to do so. Look at her.
Use your stimulus money.
Yeah, exactly. I actually took Seth's money and I put it in a bank account for him, so he can start learning how to be conscientious with money, and start doing like a, I don't know, an allowance and stuff like that.
Nice.
Where he can like do chores, and then I'll put money in the account, and then he can have his own little debit card, and we can go to Walmart and he can, buy stuff or whatever. So,
yeah, that's great.
Anyway, but that's all my finishes. I'm tired. It's your turn.
Well, you get to show off one of my finishes because
I do.
The finish I made, well, whatever. I have a finish for you that I gave you before you left. And that one was finished October 18th. And it went along with the Biscornu that I made for the retreat, which I showed on our last video. So if you want to, yeah.
I'd love to.
So that's Fabio Riley is the designer.
Are you seeing the sparkle? Look, it is stunning.
And it's just like the Biscornu. It has the sequins in there and beads, and
I got my scissors in there. It's so gorgeous. I can't even.
I think it came out pretty good.
Came out amazing.
I had so much fun doing those. I've never done sequins on a project before, and it was so much fun. And I don't know, like I think with the design with the peacocks, I think it was just perfect. Like the sequence just fits in there so well.
So the colors are just so freaking amazing. I can't even stand it. Honestly.
And I know how you are about scissors, which is why I chose that. So
I may have just bought another pair last week when they cut my pay by some percentage, and I still went out and bought another pair of scissors. Well, I was sad. It was retail therapy. So. It's beautiful. I love it. And thank you again.
Oh, of course. And then because I typically do an ornament every year for Christmas, and this was kind of last minute, but I did a leg lamp ornament. It was a quick stitch. It only took a couple days, and now my light is washing everything out, but
so cute.
Yeah, I just made it into a pillow, a little sparkly black fabric on the back, but so quick stitch, and I can't even remember who I got the pattern from, and I don't even remember what. I think the fabric is the same fabric as the scissor case, but I couldn't even tell you what that was. And then my last finish was January 24th. Finally. And we finished Amira.
So beautiful.
She's so big.
So you're having the same problem I was having. She's huge.
I know, right? Yeah, she's pretty big. This is the biggest one. I mean, it's only my second, but it's the biggest one I've done so far. So, And it's, what is this, 28 count, Crafty Kitten. I have it on my phone, but I can't, I thought I would remember.
She's told you before, people, just go watch our other videos.
I know, right? Let's see, real quick.
Take your time.
Twilight Shadows. It's 28 count Joblin is what it is. And hopefully, yeah, I think the color's pretty true.
It is. It's beautiful.
And I know it's not centered, but I didn't take into account this thing on the end, and so like it would have worked, but luckily there's like an inch on the end, so it
That's
should
enough.
be enough to frame it. And then I think this frame here, I think will be pretty good for it. So
Oh yeah, that'll be pretty.
I think it'll look pretty good with that.
Nice.
That blue teal frame, so I just have to do it. So
Yeah, that picks up the colors in the water really well. That's cool.
yeah, I thought so too, but and that's all I have for finishes, because you know me, I like to do big projects, so
Yeah, for
that's all I
sure.
got done. Well, and you know, life stuff, and I didn't have lost my stitchy bug for a little bit and got busy doing stuff, so but yeah.
I feel you.
So, but I did have some new starts, couple of new starts.
Show us your new starts.
Well, so for the Colorado retreat, my start was this, From Sea to Shining Sea, and that's Little House Needleworks, and that was what, September 20th?
Yep.
And I think I worked on it some, like when we did a stitch along a couple times, right? I think before you left we had one, and I think I worked on this.
It looks really good.
So I haven't really touched it much though.
What's that fabric again?
The fabric came with it, and it's a 32 count natural raw linen from Zweigart. So I bought it as a kit. It came with all the thread and the fabric. So, and there's like five or six different pieces that go together. So
Cool.
I think I got it on Stash Unload.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got a good price on it, right?
Yes, because it's pretty expensive normally. But yeah, do you want to go through whips? What are your
Oh gosh. Okay.
current-
I have some new starts. I can do those real quick, and then
Okay.
we can go from there.
Well, my other new start kind of goes along
Oh
with
yeah,
my
show me.
current whip, so I'll
Oh okay. Either way. Your call.
I'll wait, because
Okay. I feel like I always just like dominate the entire episode because I've got so much crap going on, but you know, whatever. This is a new start that I had. It's in a Garon bag that Betsy gave me. Thank you, Betsy. I'm using it. And it is a dimensions kit. I saw, who did I see on FlossTube who had started one similar to this, but it was out of print, and I looked for it and I couldn't find it. So I found this, which is just almost as good, actually kind of cooler because I can stitch all three, but it is the Santa's tree skirt, and they are so awesome. My plan, if I can figure out how to make the chart user friendly, because the chart's literally like off kilter for these two guys. So I'm gonna have to like, because I want to stitch them each on a separate piece of fabric and then frame them in like a, you know, all next to each other, in separate frames. So that was kind of what I wanted to do. I don't want to make a tree skirt. So, and also the fabric in that was an 11 count fabric. No, ma'am.
you imagine how dirty that would get with all the presents on it. Well, I don't know.
No, I'm not doing a tree skirt.
Yeah.
It's not happening. But I got my fabric from a stitching shop. Thanks, Christine. It's a opalescent, you can't tell, of course, but it's opalescent white Belfast, 32 count, I think. And so she cut me 3 pieces of it that will fit these guys, hopefully. And I hate it when I leave the needle in the fabric, but the needle is in the fabric, so that's okay. Now, which way does this go? This, I think.
Oh, this light got so bright.
Yeah, see, mine went good. Mine was good. Okay, so there
I
it
know.
is. So I
Now
started the
I'm
red
washed
guy.
out and you're not.
I look awesome. No. You can kind of see the sparkles in the fabric, sort of. It's an opal. You guys know what opalescent white fabric looks like. But I started on him, and then I haven't touched him since. But I started that on December 1st, and I worked on it in December. And then after Christmas ends, you just kind of go, meh, I don't want to. So that's all I've done. And also, I'm kind of worried about the whole like trying to figure out how to chart the other two, but all in good time. So. And then the second of my 3 starts is one that probably everybody is starting right now, but it's the Scarlet House Seeking Refuge. It's just, apropos and all that. So this one is on, I will tell you, give me a moment. Okay, I started this on March 23rd. It's on a 40 count roasted nuts linen by X Jew Design, and it is amazing. There is a weird like orange splotch on the other side, but luckily that's why I started kind of up in this corner instead of starting in the middle, because by starting up here, I've now avoided the weird orange splotch that's on the other side of the fabric. So the rest of the fabric's good, and then I don't even know where it's at, but somewhere back here there's a strange orange spot. So anyway, I don't know where it is, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks good.
And there's some over one in there, which was interesting. That heart is over one, and it's freaking tiny. Anyway, so that's fun. I've been working on that here and there. And my last new start. And so I think that 3 new starts is not bad. Now, I did start and finish a bunch of stuff, as you guys saw, but that doesn't count. I'm just saying I had 3 starts, which is a lie, but that's okay. So this one is, I updated my little book. I have this, it's really cool. It's like it's from So Much to Love. And it's like a little 3-ring binder, but she's covered it in this beautiful fabric, and she added this like super sparkly, like stretchy thing, and then you open it and it's got, pages of things you can't see anything because of the light, but you write down all the stuff. It's got like, the designer, what fabric you're using, what scissors you have in your bag, what bag you're using. And then it's got little tabs where you can put your finishes back here and stuff like that. So anyway, I spent my time updating that because it was about 7 months behind, which is about right because I haven't touched it since I moved. In any case, this is a start to Dog's Declaration by Ink Circles on 40 count Tyco linen by Picture This Plus. And you can't see the modeling in the linen very well, maybe a little bit, but yeah, I just started the border and a little bit of some of the flowers on the inside. That's gonna look like that. Sorry for the glare, I'm not taking it out. But it says Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Squirrels, because my dog likes to at least watch the squirrels. If not, he'll chase them too. So, and those are my starts.
Yay. Well, I just have one whip, that I started on February 9th, and I haven't been able to put it down. And I've had so much time to stitch lately. So I've been working on Balance by Stitchrovia.
Ah, it looks so good.
I know, it looks great.
You got so much work done on it.
I know, since I posted a couple days ago, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's because I literally am stitching all day nonstop on just this piece.
It's crazy.
So, yeah, like I freaking love it. It's so me and it's so pretty and I love the bright colors and the fabric is a white opalescent, just probably the same one that you're working on.
See, I copied you.
Yeah, right. But I think in August, I started in August, but it was just on like a regular white fabric. And then Alicia was like, oh, she was doing hers on the opalescent. So she gave me some of her fabric and it looks so much better because you can see it, sparkling through and it's just so pretty. I just can't put it down. I mean, I
So
stay up to like
gorgeous.
12, 1 o'clock just stitching all the time. But so hopefully this will be done within the next week, I would say. Yeah, and I just need to find a frame for it. So I'm excited about it. I just can't put it down.
You know, I never noticed how the clouds go from one side to the other and it's the same cloud, but it's a different.
Oh yeah, like the different right there.
Yeah, I totally didn't
There.
notice that before. I love that.
Yeah,
That's
it's cool.
Stitchrovia, right?
It is Stitchrovia, yeah. It's from one of the magazines, but
Yeah.
I can't remember which one. But I mean, I could always look it up. But I just, I don't know. With it's just so me. I just can't.
Yeah.
I just love it. Can't stop stitching it.
That's
So
good, man. I like to hear you got your bug back.
yeah, it's definitely. I mean, it's probably a bad thing right now because that's all I do is stitch. But I'm getting stuff done anyway. And then I'm
Dang.
hopefully, yes, we'll go into, well, you, what are you have whips? Yeah.
I have whips.
Lots of whips.
Please, you know I have whips. Yeah, sorry, I've got a pile of I think about 7 or 8 of them here that I've worked on over the last few months. So I'll start with the big guy. Let me move this out of the way. I don't want to take him out of the Q snap because it's such a pain because I have fabric down here, like insane amounts of fabric in this section because I was smart when I started this and decided I was going to do a 32 count. So it's going to be like a wall hanging. It's not going to be framed ever. It's going to be a wall hanging. So I'm working on page 3. So this is page 1, this is page 2, and this right here, see with my hand? This thing is going to be huge. I don't know.
How many pages is it total?
16.
Okay.
So it's going to go way down here. I mean, this is insane. But it is, I didn't write down, I always forget what this is. I think it's like 304 or something.
Oh, the thread.
Yeah, it's a DMC. It's nothing fancy. I started this back when I was somewhat not new because I've been doing this for years, but when I had gotten back from my hiatus, where you don't stitch much and then you get really back into it.
Right.
So I was scared to like pick crazy colors, and I thought that the red and this is a cream. It's just a cream 32 count Lugana from Zweigart. But yeah, so I think it's 304. It's turning out great. It's just, it's huge and I have to get it in the Q snap and then I want to leave it there because it's such a pain to, and just FYI, people have asked me, this is called a booty and I bought this from Trulin to Stitchin or something on Etsy, but she makes these in like different patterns where you can like just stuff a whole bunch if you get a whole bunch of fabric like I do, because I tried to just do it with the regular cover and it was not fitting in that thing.
Yeah.
So this is cool because I just pop it on the bottom and it holds all the extra.
That's pretty cool.
So I love it.
Yeah.
But I've been working on this a lot. I'm trying to get to the end of page 3, this stuff right here, and then I'll probably take like a little bit of a break, but I do want to, I started it at the end of 2016, so it needs to be, I need to get it done, because I keep seeing, now I'm into the, like, kind of getting into these samplers that are huge, but I don't want to start any more huge things until I finish a huge thing. So
yeah, good luck with that.
I know, it's so terrible. Speaking of huge things, so I worked on Stargazer a while back by Mirabilia. Let me pull up her information in my book. Sorry. It's like you try to be organized. Okay. This is on a 28 count dusk linen by Sparklies. So it's gradated, And anyway, I thought the blue would be pretty to put like all the stars and the sparkly beads and stuff once I get to that point. But she looks so good on it. And look at her face. I did over one face. And I don't do over one full cross. I do tent stitch with 2 because a lot of times she has blends in the skin. So it looks fine, and it's still really pretty. I love her face. It's one of my favorite Mirabilia faces. But yeah, I mean, I've gotten a good hunk of her, I don't know, what is that, the overcoat done.
Yeah.
So yeah, getting there. I love it. And I'm glad I've been working on my Mirabilias more this year. So I hope to continue to do that.
I know, now that I finished this Gypsy Mermaid, I gotta, oh, well.
We gotta talk about that.
Yes, we do have to talk about that.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. This one is Quaker Gone Haunted by Michelle Inc. Designs. That's what it's gonna look like. Very funky. I love it. And this is on a 32 count linen that was in the Color and Cotton 2018 Halloween box. You can't really tell the color. If you guys have ever seen Color and Cotton's Fig, there's some of that color in it. It's not showing up here, but it's almost like a pink, like this weird pinky, like eerie looking color, and I love it in there. You just can't see it unless it's in person, but it's got that pinky, and then it's sort of a brown, or not brown, but like tan. So anyway, that's how far I've gotten on that. I can't remember when I worked on that, but I know I've done it in the last 7 months, 8 months. And I'm using threads of my own choosing here, so it's just most of it is Victorian Motto sampler threads that I have in my stash. I'm putting everything away because I have to, or else it's going to be a hot mess up in here. 1, 2, 4 more. Poor Jenny. Sorry.
I have a couple. It's all right.
Okay, this one is an older one. My friend Alicia helped me with some of her stitching, and I helped her with the beading, so it all worked out. This is Miss Christmas Eve. She is on Hidden Treasures 32 count Fiberlicious linen, and she is lovely. The color's really being weird right now. It's more of a gold than this, but close enough. And it's also opalescent, which of course isn't showing up. But yeah, Alicia helped me out with a bunch of that skirt, and she did the bows. So I'm super happy she helped me with that. And the skin is also, I started doing over one skin, so I'm going to have to do that at some point. What have I gotten myself into? I worked on Prairie Life Sampler.
I'm gonna try to undo one of these bulbs. This light.
Okay. I'll keep going.
Yeah, you do that.
Hi, Riot.
Sure.
Okay, So Prairie Life, if you guys don't know, which most of you probably know, but it's going to look like this. It's a sweet little sampler. It's based on Laura Ingalls Wilder. So it's got all the characters up in here.
Ooh, that's too dark.
Pat and Pet and Pa and Ma and the dog and all that.
That's a
So
little
super
bit.
fun.
It's a little bit better, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
It was just, I feel like my forehead was like peeking over here.
Okay. So Heartstring Samplery. This is R&R Reproductions, 35 count linen, classic homespun, which is what is called for. And there it is. So I got the border to match. That's always good news. I usually hate borders, but this one's actually kind of fun and relaxing. So I'm enjoying those flowers. And I'm doing a mix of the call fors and DMC and Victorian motto. So it's all different kinds of colors, but the words are definitely the call for overdyed. Looks so good. I think it's picnic basket is the words. So I'm loving that. I'm actually I'm not close to a finish on it, but it's definitely pretty far along. I think if I pushed on it, I could really get it done. And so I'll probably try and finish it this year sometime. Two more. Okay. This is a little known Charlene Designs Green Gables sampler. Sorry again for the glare, but I'm not taking it out. So I'm stitching this on an XJU Designs Old Linen 40 count. And I didn't do a whole lot of work on this. I mainly just worked on, I can't see. I mainly just worked on the border. So all that cream, not much going on, but it'll be really sweet when it's done. If you're a Green Gables fan, I recommend it. It's a cute little pattern. And the last one is a fun little Halloweeny one. It's Frank's Family Portrait by Glendon Place. And I am stitching this on the call for color, but a different fabric. It is the 14 count Ada version of Meyer instead of the 28 count Cashel. So it's a little bit lighter than the picture you just saw, but I think it still looks really cool. I messed up big time in the moon, so I had to frog like a third of that and restitch it. So I got the moon restitched. And then I got the purple in their hair. And that's pretty much all I've done since last time I showed you. But I think it's going to be really cute. I can't wait to get to like their bodies. I think that'll be fun. Because so far it's been kind of boring with like the gray. And then the moon was kind of boring.
The moon, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's going to get more exciting from here on out. So yeah. Lots of good stitching.
Well, since August, I have worked on this a little bit. Summers at the Lake. Summers at the Lake by the Frigate Collection. And the dog's walking all over it.
That's what they do.
Oh. And I think last time I showed it, did I finish that? Or was on that one? I don't know. But so I just have, what's that?
I know the shorts are new, right?
This?
The little bottoms, yeah.
Yeah, this is new. So I just have two more after that. So not a whole lot. Haven't done much since, stuff has happened. But,
yeah.
And then Sophia. Haven't been to a stitch-in a really long time. Been a while, but I did manage to get some done. I tried to iron this, but man, it just did not want to.
You're gonna have to get some of that. You need some of this stuff. Do you have this Best Press?
No, but I have another one.
Yeah, this stuff is great.
I didn't spray it on there, but it's like a starch also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love this stuff, man. It just gets everything out.
But I started the French knots. So I'm done with all the stitching. So all I have left is there's like, I don't even know if you could see it on here. No, probably not. So there's right in between here, there's like gray of these, whatever these are. I don't know what you would even call those, but more French knots all on the inside of those. And honestly, I just have not had any motivation to do French knots.
So many too.
That's all I have left though. So if I could just batten down and get those done, it would be done. But I think it's probably close to like 60 French knots that I have to do. So it's just doing them. I just don't feel like doing them at all.
I hear you. I mean, I felt like the beating of at the Met took me almost a week of like, and I usually only stitch in the evenings for like 2 hours, maybe 3 if I'm lucky. But that beating and that, since that was a 32 count linen and also it was hand dyed, so it had shrunk. I think it was more like a 34 count, and then trying to fit those Mill Hill beads in there was ridiculous.
Right.
So I feel your pain. You just gotta
I
fight
know.
through it,
If
right?
I could just, I mean, I'm sure I could finish it in a day because, really like once I get started, I'm like, okay, cool, and just whip them out. But I just am not really motivated to do the beating, honestly.
It's not a race.
No.
It's fine.
But it would be a quick finish if I would just do it,
There you go. Well, now next time we do a video, you have to have it done.
Right.
That's the
All
deal.
right. Well, I mean, if it takes us another 8 months, we're good.
It won't. I'm gonna have to. At least we have this figured out. Hopefully, if this works, we can, at least do like one a month or something.
Right.
Cool. Did
Purchase,
you want?
purchases?
Go ahead. Huh?
I was gonna say purchases.
I'm not doing purchases because it would be insane. So, and I don't even know. I didn't keep track. So.
Well, you know me, I don't buy a whole lot. So how about I show what I
Please.
purchased?
I would love that. I can sit back and relax a little bit.
Well, I mean, there's not much. So I couldn't help myself, and I had to get a Haid because I love my Haids.
They've had a couple of good sales lately too.
Yeah, and I think I got this one possibly 15% off or 50% off. I'm not sure, but so this is Lilith by Chris Ortega, and it's a big one. I'm just I just fell in love with it. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. And it's 14 by 31 3/4, which is ginormous. But I
not too bad for a Haid. Come on.
I know. 25 count mushroom Lugana. So as soon as I'm done with balance, I'm gonna start it because I've been dying to start it, but I didn't want to start it until I finished something else.
You're so disciplined.
I try.
During quarantine, I've just been like, I'm starting whatever I want. I don't care.
I know, and then of course the Witchy Stitcher showed a finish that she did, Sweet Dreams.
Nice.
And I couldn't help myself. I fell in love with it. I love Freddy Krueger.
Me too.
So I bought that. Haven't even got any fabric or anything for it. And then Heaven and Earth does a reward program. I think she's doing it once a year or every 2 years. So when you finish your first Haid, you get a free Haid that's the same size as what you did. So I got for my free Haid mini, The Veil of Death, again by Chris Ortega, and it's not in color, but
that is awesome and creepy.
It is. It's so cool. Like the veil side is like it's all like skeleton and
yes.
I don't know. I totally fell in love with it. It's a mini, so it's only 13 by 11, but I we'll see when I start that. I don't know. I don't have any plans to start it, but I'm fully in love with it, so we'll see.
That's awesome.
But that's all I have for purchases. And that was like within a week or two. So that's a lot for me because I don't like to typically buy things. So
Did you buy them recently, like during quarantine, or did you buy them before that?
yes.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
I
I
know.
think
I'm having the same
this
problem.
this reward program she just did, I think it was March 15th is when it started. And then yeah, the Witchy Stitcher one and the other one I got pretty close in between, but yeah, I just couldn't help myself. So I just want to finish balance so I can start this Hade.
There you go. You're so disciplined. That's awesome.
But I still have like 8 whips that I have that I haven't really touched. So
Yeah. No, I've been looking back and because I was trying to compile the ones I've worked on in the last 7 or 8 months, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 over here that I haven't touched at all, which makes me sad. So I probably need to, at some point, like schedule those in so that I work on them a little bit because I don't like them being
well,
all
and
alone.
that's why I don't like to do too many whips at one time because the ones that I maybe don't really feel like working on will end up sitting there for months at a time because I get so into working on the one that I do really like. And so,
I get it.
like I have one that I feel like I'm going to give up, but I don't know. I just want to finish what I have. Because otherwise I know I start to dislike stuff and then I don't work on it. And then,
Right.
so I don't know.
No, I get it. Well, my light's starting to fade a little here, so should we talk about next month, which is a very special month? It's
Yeah, maybe.
May. Yay. My plan is to work on, I did this last year too, and I'm gonna do it again because I really want to work on some more mirabilias. And that is so I'm gonna work on the 3 that I have right now that I finished at the Met. So I'm gonna spend a week on each one. 1 week on Stargazer, 1 week on Miss Christmas Eve, and 1 week on Lady of the Flag. Those are my 3, and it is sad I have not worked on Lady of the Flag for 7 months, so that's why I didn't show it in my whips. But it is a whip over here on my whip shelf. But then I have a week open now that at the Met is done, so I asked Jenny if she would like to start one with me, and we will do a salve together. And she said yes.
Well,
So
I anticipate that I will be done with balance by the time we get to May. So I can dedicate my entire month of May just to this Mirabilia
nice.
instead of starting my Hade.
Thank you.
What's a month? I mean,
Yeah. Right.
So what do we
We're
do?
gonna show it together at the same time.
Yes.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, they're so
Yay!
cute.
So
They're
we're gonna do
twinsies.
Electra.
Awesome. Super pumped. I wanted to start her for a long time anyway, and I already have the bead pack and everything.
I do not have that, but that's okay because that's the last thing that we do anyway. So
It is. Exactly.
um,
And I went through this week, and since we discussed it, and I pulled the DMC, so apparently I don't have 971, but apparently I don't know. I read on some websites that it could be discontinued and that you could use 740 instead. So I had 740, so that's what I'm gonna do. They look very, very similar.
oh,
Fair
interesting.
warning. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, the dog's playing with the ball. I don't know if you could see him chasing it, but well, let's see your fabric. What fabric are you stitching yours on?
So this one is one that I've had in my stash for quite a while. It's by Dye Stitch Love, which is, again, this is the same dyer of the fabric that I use for at the Met. So unfortunately, it's not available anymore, but it's called Demeter's Harvest, and it's a 32 count. Yeah, it's a 32 count linen.
So pretty.
Demeter's Harvest, and it's awesome. And I think she'll look really cool on there. Um, I did a floss toss and everything. And yeah, I mean, it's got enough variety of color in it that it's not going to like blend in or anything. And I like the purples with the oranges and the greens. I just think it's very Halloweeny. So that's what
Yes.
I'm doing. Yay.
And I am doing mine on a 32 count linen by Fiberlicious, Jack-o'-lantern.
Yes.
And of course, because my light is kind of orange, you can't, it looks brown, but it's actually orange. So I think I don't know what side yet, but I don't know. I don't think it really matters.
It's hard. I noticed on this Demeter's Harvest, there was one side that had this big brown splotch on it that's not on the other side, so I'm not using the brown splotch side. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. This one kind of
They
has
both look
the,
good.
yeah, it's got on the same, so I don't think it's gonna matter. But I wish you could see it's orange. I know it looks like brown, but it's actually orange.
No, and it actually looks like what's on the Fiberlicious website. So if you go look on that website, you'll see what it looks like. That's really what it looks like. She takes really amazing pictures. Like that evergreen looks like the evergreen that's on her website.
Right.
Pretty much all of the fabrics I gotten from her have been fairly accurate as far as coloring. So she does a good job with that. But
Yeah, and this fabric I was gonna use on the house that Jack built, but it actually fits. I think it's like 2 inches. It's like 13 by 17 on this count, or 13 by 15, and this one's 13 by 17. So 2 inches. So she'll be perfect on there. So
good. It was meant to be.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. How are we going to wait till May?
I know, that's like 2 weeks away.
When I was doing the DMC, I was like, I want to start her now. But I'll wait. It's fine. It'll fly by, right?
Yes. Oh, I'm sure it will.
So
Yeah.
pretty.
All right.
And I'm gonna look forward to seeing how they look on each of the fabrics. I think they're gonna look so cool, but they're gonna look different at the same time,
Yeah.
So
Well, it's, I was just now thinking, like, she has a bunch of orange on her and Gypsy Mermaid has a bunch of orange on her. So apparently I have a thing for orange, but
right.
no, I'm excited. It'll be good. Hopefully maybe we can get them done before Halloween, huh?
I think if we make the commitment, we can. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. But just gotta, I gotta be disciplined about it because usually I'm not really like a schedule and like, people have like rotations. I don't really do that because I like it to flow with whatever I want. That's why I have 16 whips, because I want to be able, if I don't feel like working on one, I've got 15 more I can go and
All right.
choose from. So, but on the other hand, then you get to the point where like some of these I started Victorian Charm by Dimensions in January 2016, and it's still sitting over here, and I haven't worked on it in a long time. So,
See, and I get to the point where I'm like, I don't know, maybe a few weeks away, and I'm like, I'm so close, even though I'm not really that close.
right.
Like, I feel like I'm so close to finishing it, and I just can't put it down because I want to finish it,
Mm-hmm.
So
I do get like that when I'm about 80% done. I'm like, I drop everything else, like at the Met. I mean,
yeah.
once I started getting to like the part where that it goes over her head and stuff, I was like, I'm doing nothing else until this is done because I'm close. I will
Yeah.
have to say that those pillars on the side of her were the worst. I mean, everything else about stitching with her was a joy, but those were, there were all these color changes, and then like I had to frog like 3 different times, and it was when I was moving, and so I was stitching it in the car, and it was a big mess, but I made it through. But yeah, I think that Electra will be fun, and I don't think she'll be fiddly at all. So
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
a small Mira.
Yes.
Although, did you see the most current Mira? I already put an order in for it.
Yes, I love her. I think that she's finally getting back to like beads, and I don't know, like the couple of the mermaids that they just lacked beading, and I don't know, I wasn't really thrilled about it. So I'm happy with this one because I feel like this one kind of goes back to what she's done before with
Yes.
like the over, and yeah, she's gorgeous. She
I
really,
mean, it was like jaw dropping. I was like, well, I did good for like a couple of years, not really buying too many of hers, but that one I had to. And there,
yeah.
Leslie at Under the Sea is running like 20% off for the first week. So I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and get the bead pack and and the pattern. And then I
She's
actually
pretty
have,
big though. Did you see? She's good size.
oh, I
Like,
have a fabric that's going to be perfect for her.
oh,
I
I
went
bet.
through my stash because I was like, I'm not going to go buy more fabric. I have something in here, and I found one that I think is going to be cool. I'll show you later. I'll show you guys when she actually shows up, and then I can show you
All right.
with her. So,
Awesome.
but
Well,
yeah,
I'm excited. That'll be
me too.
good.
Yeah. Cool. Well,
All right. Well, I guess that's it, huh?
that was
We're
a
ready
long
to.
one. I don't know how long it's been, but I feel like it's been good.
Well, close to an hour, maybe.
Nice.
So
That's our longest one ever.
I don't know about that, but
Well, cool.
well, thanks again for joining us. Sorry it's been so long, but obviously you can see a lot has changed in that time. So um, I hate to say it because I feel like I say it every time that I feel like we'll try to do videos more often, but we'll just see how it goes. So um, hopefully
One day at a
everyone,
time right now. That's all we can
yeah,
do.
stays safe and healthy, and you know, enjoy the time with your families.
Yep.
I think about that now, and I wish, when my boys were younger, I wish I would have had this time to be able to spend with them when they were younger. And now they're a little bit older, but um, yeah, definitely enjoy it, and you know, stay healthy.
Yep. We'll see you
So,
guys soon, hopefully.
all right, thanks for joining us.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.